Well, a very good evening to you and a warm welcome to TV47 News tonight. Glad you could join us this 6th day of October 2021. My name is Musa Salah and we have a lot lined up for you, but first, the top stories making headlines tonight. Tonight, ODM leader Raila Odinga denies claims that he is President Uhuru Kenyatta's 2022 project as Ruto meets grassroots leaders to popularize his bid. Also tonight, areas of Nyanza and Western Kenya have the highest level of vaccine hesitancy in the country, the Ministry of Health says. Plus, businessman convicted of attempting to kill a Ranalo food restaurant owner William Kosewe and a security guard sentenced to over 20 years in jail. Alright, welcome to the broadcast. Mini Mbesa is our sign language interpreter. TV47 News tonight begins right now. ODM leader Raila Odinga has dismissed claims that he is President Uhuru Kenyatta's project in the race to succeed him next year. Now, according to Odinga, who spoke in his current home here in Nairobi, his record 4-term shot at the presidency shows he does not need any endorsement from any political leader, but agrees that Kenyatta's political backing will set him apart from the other presidential candidates. But Odinga, who has ruled out the possibility of uniting with Deputy President William Ruto come next year, is expected to announce his candidature this month as he concludes his Azimio la Umoja campaign. The 2018 handshake that brought together President Uhuru Kenyatta and his political adversary ODM boss Raila Odinga has no doubt created a smooth landing for the opposition leader, with a section of leaders condemning the handshake for allegedly aspiring to outplay the 2022 succession politics, claims that Odinga has debunked.
For all the development projects.
Odinga, who says he does not need political endorsements to succeed Kenyatta next year, however, confirms that President Kenyatta's backing in the 2022 succession politics would be a game changer in the race to State House next year. The ODM leader is yet to declare his presidential candidature, a tactical move that has left his competitors in the dark. But Odinga is set to announce his candidature this month when he concludes the Azimio la Umoja Unity campaign.
Nilisema sijaamua kama nitasimama au sitasimama. Nitafanya ushauri na Wakenya, na nikimaliza hiyo ushauri yangu na Wakenya nitafanya uamuzi. Okay? Unaona sasa nimekwambia wewe nimebaki na kama 3-4 hivi nimalize. Alafu mimi nitatoa uamuzi.
Odinga also took a jibe at Deputy President William Ruto's hustler narrative, claiming that it encourages corruption. Well, still on the same breath, Deputy President William Ruto has once again accused ODM leader Raila Odinga of derailing the Jubilee agenda. Ruto, who was on a fresh charm offensive to woo the Ma community in Emurua-Dikiri area in Narok County, lashed out at Odinga, accusing him of derailing the Big Four agenda.
Deputy President William Ruto today pitched tent in Emurua-Dikiri area, Narok County, where he took a swipe at ODM leader Raila Odinga, accusing him of derailing the Jubilee agenda.
Watu matapeli walikuja wakateka nyara chama ya Jubilee, wakapindua ikawa private property ya watu wachache na wakafukuza watu wengine wengi.
The DP also faulted the government of failing to come up with elaborate plans that will uplift the small and medium enterprises by coming up with robust financial policies to foster growth of small businesses.
Na hawa watu hawana mbinu, hawajapangiwa ile infrastructure ya vile watafanya biashara yao bila ya kuumizwa na jua ama mvua. Hawajapangiwa legal regime, sheria ambayo italinda biashara ya kila mtu.
He at the same time urged the youth to register as voters in large number so that they can exercise their democratic rights by voting in the 2022 elections.
Ukiumwa mara ya kwanza, ukiona kamba, unaogopa, unafikiri ni nyoka. Sisi Wakuria, na hii ingie kabisa, tumeshaona kwamba Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais ndiye anayepata upato wa
Well, let's switch gears to matters related to health and COVID-19. The Ministry of Health has flagged down the areas of Nyanza and Western Kenya as areas with the highest rate of vaccine hesitancy in the country. Now, according to the ministry, this puts the densely populated areas at high risk of contracting COVID-19. This even as the country received 252,000 more vaccines of the recently procured Johnson & Johnson vaccines.
Even as the government continues to implement the accelerated COVID-19 vaccination campaign, areas of Nyanza and Western Kenya have been flagged off as areas with the highest level of vaccine hesitancy in the country, a matter the ministry says puts the densely populated areas at high risk of COVID-19 infections.
A county like Kakamega with an eligible population of 1 million people who should be vaccinated, the fully vaccinated are only 20,000. Likewise, Homa Bay, with an eligible population of 600,000, only 10,000 are fully vaccinated. This should be concerning to all of us as Kenyans.
The ministry now turning to politicians and influential persons in the society to counter the level of vaccine hesitancy in those areas.
We have today presented to the Senate, who are the custodian of devolution. We shared with them the performance. They noted also with concern, and they have assured us they are going to work with the county governors and other political leaders to mobilize people. Because as you know, coronavirus tends to impact places with high population.
This even as the country receives 252,000 more doses of the privately procured Johnson & Johnson vaccines, today's batch being the second J&J vaccine batch to be received in the country.
Being a single dose is going to accelerate the number of fully vaccinated Kenyans. So we should start seeing, right now we are at about 1 million fully vaccinated Kenyans, and with the arrival of this, we should see more fully vaccinated Kenyans again quickly.
Another consignment of assorted COVID-19 vaccines of over 1 million doses is expected to arrive in the country on Friday. Zainab Mohammed, TV47.
Well, from the COVID-19 vaccines here in Nairobi, let's head over to Nakuru County, where emotions ran high in Afraha area of Nakuru County after a man allegedly killed his wife last night. It is alleged that the 40-year-old man stabbed his wife with a knife after a domestic brawl. Now, Paul Ochieng, in the company of his wife, Elena Njeri, came home last evening at 10 p.m. before screams were heard from their home. Now, neighbors say they later found the 20-year-old woman lying on the floor, bleeding, and later passed on. Ochieng is currently receiving treatment at the Nakuru Level 5 hospital, while Njeri's body was taken to the Nakuru morgue.
The suspect in this case had a family dispute with the wife. The wife is Jerry Kamande, age 20 years. She was stabbed on the left side of the chest and she died on the spot. The suspect tried to jump from the 4th floor so that to commit suicide, but he was rescued with injuries on the legs. And he also has been escorted to PGH hospital for treatment. At the scene of the murder, we have recovered a knife, and we have kept this as an exhibit. So the investigator have already started, and the body have been taken to PGH hospital mortuary. The suspect is aged 40 years, and he have been here for a period of only 14 days. They are new to this place, according to the neighbors here.
Well, away from that homicide, as Kenya joined the world in marking the World Cerebral Palsy Day, over 17 million children worldwide have been recorded to suffer from the disease. Our very own Faith Weru has the details.
Kenya joined the world to celebrate the World Cerebral Palsy Day in Eldoret. Uasin Gishu County, Our Lady of Assumption Catholic Church held a ceremony to celebrate one of the child in the area who lives with the condition.
So pia leo hapa kwetu tuna baraka ya sherehe hiyo ya huyo mtoto ambaye ni mtoto mlemavu.
They have decried of the stigma that such children faces, urging parents to embrace the children as any other child and not to hide them.
Tungeomba wale wazazi kama uko na mtoto kama huyu, tafadhali watoeni ili waweze kusaidika. Tunaomba pia na government wasaidia hao watoto, wako wengi sana, muende mashinani, tutafuteni, sisi tunajua kwenye watoto wako, tutawaonyesha ili tuweze kusaidiana, ili hao watoto waweze kusaidika, wenye wanaweza pata elimu wapate.
Wacha pia washiriki na watoto wengine kwa mambo ya shule, kwa mambo ya kanisa, kwa mambo ya jamii na mchukulie pia kama wanadamu wa kawaida, kwa sababu wako na umugu pia ndani yao. Msiwabague hawa watoto.
In Kisumu County, one mother shared a story about her child who lives with a condition, saying they need massage services at least twice a week.
According to them, walikuwa wanataka weekly nimpeleke at least twice per week. Yani ile kazi nafanya, so wanampeleka once in a week.
Baby Brooklyn, smaller in size than her peers, was diagnosed with CP after she failed to hit her milestones at 6 months. Her mother only came to terms with the news upon one of her visits to the clinic.
Kumpeleka referral ndo sana nikaambiwa ati shida yake ni CP, of which kutibu kwa kaita kwa rahisi, but inataka tu wafanyiwe hizo kumasajiwa.
According to the Center for Disease Control, cerebral palsy is caused by an abnormal development or damage to the brain that affects child's ability to control their muscles. There are no official statistics with the prevalence of cerebral palsy in Kenya, with that an average of 3 out of 1,000 lives births suffer the condition. There is no known cure so far, but the condition can be managed through therapy.
If your child has any problem due to cerebral palsy, seek medical advice earlier so that we can start the treatment earlier for the child to acquire skills which will help him be independent in life.
But we need to truly push for health to be, to be properly equipped. I mean, let's have departments for for disability. Let's have departments for challenged or birth injuries case related, from occupational to physio. These guys I know are overwhelmed.
Occupational therapy is currently available in both private and public facilities, with a session costing between 500 and 3,000 shillings. Faith Weru, TV 47.
Well, thank you, Faith Weru, for that report. Now, a section of the residents of Nyandarua County have expressed their displeasure with embattled Speaker Ndegwa Wahome, who had written a letter to the Controller of Budget claiming misuse of funds by the county executive. Now, the move has led to many county employees remain without salaries for about 3 months, lack of bursaries, and has even halted all development projects in the county. Now, the county executive has vehemently dismissed the claims as baseless allegations aimed at diverting public attention. This has prompted residents to protest, claiming the lack of funds has deeply affected them and want the government to intervene to avoid one person's interest rather superseding the public good.
Aende kwa juu hatumtaki. Sababu basari hatupati. Kama mimi niko na watoto wawili secondary na ninangoja watoto wataripoti Monday shule na sina basari. Sasa mimi nasema aende akiendaga. Hatumtaki.
Speaker Ndegwa inafaa aondoke. Juu alichagua na MCA. Sasa sisi wazazi tumeona vibaya, kila saa basari hakuna, kila saa ni mvutano. Kama ni kufungwa, bunge inafunga, tunakaa, inafunguliwa tena inafungwa, inafaa aondoke. Ndio sasa sisi wazazi tukae kivyetu.
Na sasa sisi tumesikia vibaya juu ya speaker. Amefunga mishahara ya watoto wetu, basari hatupati, hakuna kitu tunapata juu yake. Sasa sisi tunataka huyu speaker aende kabisa. Aacha kusumbua kaunti yetu. Mishahara, kwa nini alifunga mishahara ya watoto wetu? Basari kwa nini atatufungia basari? Sasa watoto wetu watarudi shule na nini? Amefunga baka basari. Sasa watoto walimfanyia nini? Yeye alishaguliwa na watu wa bunge na ndio wamemkataa. Sasa anatufungia basari kwa nini? Najua amekataliwa aende.
Well, that tussle over county funds in Nyandarua County takes us to our first commercial break, but we'll be back with more. Do stay with us.
You are watching TV 47.
Oh, hi guys. Sorry, you found me 5 minutes before I started recording, but anyway, so most of you have been asking me why I started Lady CLC Nighting with Joy Rongo. I have also had my own share of pain. I know how it feels to want to give up. This is basically here to speak hope and inspire somebody who's going through a rough patch, to tell them that they can turn their pain into power. Our guests are normally here to share their experiences so that you can know somebody else did it, so you can also come out of it stronger and better. Let me go to my recording, and remember to always stay tuned every Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
Undertaking husband duties on a boyfriend tender.
Guys, with bromance, do you share your woman with the bro? Have a sister? Give me your sister. I show you how these things are done. So you go release and be like,
Men supporting each other, not only financially, but also socially.
Don't mingle with women you can't deal with.
Is there really a formula for dating and marriage?
Some men are procreational, some men are recreational.
Every Wednesday on TV 47, the Men's Conference brings you a cocktail of top-notch advice to breed alpha males or alpha females in the society.
Tunaweza tumeite nje tutesiwe do. Mimi naitwa Ben, mimi ndo rafiki ya babako.
Tumeleta dozi zako usimize mtoto.
And now we have to deal with a drug addict.
Yaani ulio mzai wako. I had to.
Sema! Dozi zangu ziko wapi?
Ben! Tuisheni Uganda.
The home of untold stories.
All right, welcome back. You're watching TV 47 News Tonight. Keep talking to us. 22047 is our SMS line. You can also find us on social media at TV47 Kenya on Facebook, as well as at TV47K on Twitter. The hashtag to use is TV47 News Tonight. Now, Petroleum and Mining Cabinet Secretary John Munyes has nabbed members of Parliament yet again. Munyes has, however, been summoned to appear before the committee tomorrow to explain the high cost of fuel in the country, as Joash Onsare now reports.
The Gladys Wanga-led committee had invited CS Munyes and his principal secretary Andrew Kamau, but both failed to honor the invitation and instead requested to appear on October 18th. The committee has, however, summoned the CS to appear tomorrow morning.
We will request the clerk or direct the clerk to issue summons for the cabinet secretary of the Ministry of Petroleum to appear before this committee tomorrow at 10 a.m. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye.
This was the second time the CS snubbed the House Committee. Last week, CS Munyes snubbed the Senate Committee on Energy before he was expected to appear and explain the increase of fuel prices in the last few months.
The ministry has written back this morning to say that following our invitation to appear, our invitation to them to appear today, they are seeking our indulgence to postpone the meeting to the week beginning 18th October, as the principal secretary is away from office on an urgent official assignment during the said date.
This committee and the House has power to summon him, wherever he is, to come and shed light, unless he is in a conspiracy.
The legislators accused Munyes of running the ministry as a one-man show. They also faulted the cabinet secretary for failing to delegate the matter to other relevant officials in the ministry if, for any reason, he couldn't honor the invite.
And the ministry can't delay us anymore. I think we have to take action with or without their indulgence.
I think this can even be delegated because I don't think when the PS is not here, the documents are not also here in Kenya or in the office. So I think the ministry should be serious and let us have them within the time we have been given.
No incentive because you're being paid to be inefficient. You're being paid to delay. It is unacceptable. And when we ask a ministry to come and give us this information, and they know we are on a time-constrained assignment, they send us a letter saying the PS is not around.
Last week, when PS Kamau appeared before the committee, revealed that shipping vessels have to wait between 48 hours and 96 hours to discharge fuel.
I feel that this is contempt for the committee. This is probably evidence that there is something this ministry is hiding on the matter of demurrage. This shows how this ministry does not take this committee's work seriously, because they know only too well that this committee only had an extension of 10 days.
The committee also heard that 30 million shillings is paid to every ship over delays to clear. Previously, the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, Director General Daniel Kiptoo had said that fuel consumers are parting with 110 million shillings in demurrage charges every month due to unloading delays at the Mombasa port. He said the annual costs amount to 1.3 billion shillings.
About fuel prices going up, it's about the fuel, the levies and the taxes. We can go round and round and round. This is where the crux of the matter is.
You find that things are being tightened, making it even harder for anybody who is willing to try something in this area, such that what you would have done yesterday, in the morning you wake up and you find that EPRA or the ministry have put a plug so that you are not able to move.
Joash Onsare, TV47 Nairobi.
Well, a Nairobi businessman accused of attempting to kill Ranalo Foods restaurant owner William Kosewe and a security guard within Garden Estate in Kasarani has been sentenced to 23 years in jail. Tom Mboya was accused of shooting at Kosewe several times, and it is believed the two were fighting over a woman believed to be Kosewe's wife. Our crimes reporter Mwangi Maina has the details.
The wheels of justice have finally caught up with Tom Mboya, a Nairobi-based businessman whom the High Court last week found he had a case to answer after he was charged with attempted murder. Tom Mboya was accused of attempting to kill William Kosewe, the proprietor of Ranalo Foods, by firing 4 rounds of ammunition towards him. The two men were fighting over a woman identified as the wife to William Kosewe. Mboya was sentenced by Milimani Chief Magistrate Mother Mutuku after considering the probation report tabled in court.
The complainant indicated to court that the accused person shot at him several times. Even before he shot at him, the accused person was heard shouting at Mr. Kosewe, telling that he would shoot him. This evidence was supported by the evidence of PW2, the security guard, who stated that he was close by, 10 meters away, where he was minding his business, guarding the premises where he was employed at the Garden Estate. He stated that he heard and saw the accused person raise his gun and shoot several times at Mr. Kosewe.
Mboya was handed 20 years behind bars for attempting to kill Kosewe and a lighter sentence of 3 years behind bars for injuring a security guard. The sentence will run concurrently. Judge Mutuku noted that the victims are still adversely affected by the impact of the offense. Mwangi Maina, TV47, Nairobi.
Well, still on the same breath, 2 National Police reservists and a ranger were last evening attacked by armed bandits at Sosian area in Laikipia North while patrolling Sosian Ranch. The 3, Simon Mwangi, William Lodopo and John Ekamiti, a ranger, were admitted at Unison Hospital in Rumuruti town for treatment with serious gunshot wounds after the attack. One of the police reservists later succumbed to the gunshot wounds he sustained during the incident. Now, according to one of the reservists, they were riding on a motorcycle when a gang of armed men ambushed them and started shooting at them. Leaders from the region led by Sosian Ward MCA Jacob Edong and Amani Sasa Foundation patron Maina Njenga lamented that despite the heavy police presence in the area, bandits were still roaming around with illegal guns. The two suspects have been arrested and are awaiting to be arraigned in court as investigations continue.
Sisi tuko na hasira sana tukiwa hapa kaunti ya Laikipia, hii division ya Olmoran, kwa sababu uvamizi umezidi, wizi wa ng'ombe unaendelea na kila aina ya uchafu unaendelea. Jana askari 3 wa KPL wamepigwa risasi na wako hapa hospitali ya Unison. Tumekuja kuangalia na kuwasaidia ili tuone vile mambo inaendelea. Juzi askari wengine walipigwa risasi wakaenda hospitali ya Nyahururu. Lakini sasa tunaangalia, tunaona askari ni wengi sana wanazunguka kila pahali. Lakini tunajiuliza swali, kwa nini hivi vitendo inatendeka saa hizi? Tunataka Mheshimiwa Matiang'i atoe order hawa majangili wote warokotwe, na commissioner wa polisi hata aje hapa aone vile mambo inaendelea hapa, kwa sababu sasa hatuwezi kuendelea namna hii.
Kusema kweli tumekuwa target sana na hawa wafamizi, kwa sababu KPR wanafanya kazi mzuri sana sana area ya Laikipia West, na hata ukiangalia wakati ile mbele tulikuwa na KPR kila mahali, ilikuwa usalama iko, lakini saa hizi tumekuwa target sana kwa sababu tumekuwa wachache. Hata ndio unakuta hiyo maadui wanaenda kwa kila njia, tukikutana naye mahali ni sisi wanatafuta tu usiku na mchana kila wakati. Ingeweza aidha tuongezewe wengine wengi ama serikali waongeze nguvu zaidi.
Kwa ukweli kabisa, katika sehemu ambayo ninawakilisha hatuna usalama, kwa sababu hakuna siku inapita siku mbili hawajapiga askari. Naomba serikali ya kwamba NPR ni watu ambao wamesaidia watu na ni watu wa ranges ambao wako kwa ranges, ikipatikana shida wanakuja haraka sana wanatusaidia. Lakini sasa hawa jambazi wameattack hao kwa sababu wanajua hawa ndio wanakimbia mara moja kusaidia hao wananchi. Kwa hivyo serikali ielewe ya kwamba ni mzuri kufanya kazi ambayo raia itaona imefanyika kazi, lakini sio kazi ya kudanganyana.
Well, 30 minutes past the hour and it is time to take another short commercial break, but we'll be back with more. Remember, you can follow this live broadcast on www.tv47.co.ke. Do stay with us.
You are watching TV47, the home of...
Oh, hi guys. Sorry, you found me 5 minutes before I started recording, but anyway, so most of you have been asking me why I started Lady CLC 19 with Joy Rongo. I have also had my own share of pain. I know how it feels to want to give up. This is basically here to speak hope and inspire somebody who's going through a rough patch, to tell them that they can turn their pain into power. Our guests are normally here to share their experiences so that you can know somebody else did it, so you can also come out of it stronger and better. Let me go to my recording, and remember to always stay tuned every Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
Undertaking husband duties on a boyfriend tender.
Guys, with bromance, do you share your woman with the bro? Have a sister? Give me your sister. I show you how these things are done. So you go release and be like,
Men supporting each other, not only financially, but also socially.
Don't mingle with women you can't deal with.
Is there really a formula for dating and marriage?
Some men are procreational, some men are recreational.
Every Wednesday on TV47, the Men's Conference brings you a cocktail of top-notch advice to breed alpha males for alpha females in the society.
Tunaweza tumia hii tenje tutresi hiyo do. Mimi naitwa Ben, mimi ndo rafiki ya babako.
Tumeleta dozi zako usimize mtoto.
And now we have to deal with a drug addict.
Yaani ulio mzai wako. I had to.
Sema! Dozi zangu ziko wapi?
Ben! Tuisheni Uganda.
The road to 2022 is becoming tougher, and
All right, welcome back. You're watching TV47 News tonight, and we begin this quarter of the bulletin in Murang'a County, where residents of Ngurunga village in Murang'a County now want the government to shut down a local church that they claim is to blame for the death of a 30-year-old woman who died while giving birth at home. Now, according to the residents, the church members do not believe in modern medical treatment and is to blame for the death of the woman after they forcefully took her away from hospital where she sought to seek medical help. And Rin Kilemi has the details.
At Ngurunga village, Murang'a County, followers of the Kegosho Church drummed their way to Njeri's residence, a 30-year-old woman who died while giving birth at home. Njeri, who was a follower of the Kegosho Church, was forcefully taken from hospital, where she had gone to seek treatment, but congregants of the Kegosho Church took her back home because they believe in the power of healing by faith.
Hawa watu hawaendagi hospitali, lakini ng'ombe ikigojeka wanaitanga daktari. Mbuzi ikigonjeka wanaitanga daktari. Tena wanakuanga madaktari wa 7 juu wanawekaga fertilizer maidi. Kwa nini hawa watu hawaendagi hospitali? Hii kanisa ifungwe, hatutaki kifo ingine huku.
Tunahuzunika sana na hii kifo, juu hii kifo ni ya 5 ama 6 kulingana na vile tunajua hapa Kiradhani.
According to Cecilia Wamboi, a health worker in Gatanga, residents reported a sick woman in the village and an ambulance was used to take her to hospital. Upon arrival, however, members of the Kegosho Church showed up and picked one of their own. She was then taken home, where the members of the Kegosho Church said she would recuperate. However, a few days later, they would be informed of the death of the same woman that was taken from their care.
Hypocrisy ya hali ya juu katika kanisa hii dhehebu. Kwa maana kuna vijana upande wa vulana. Wao wanakifika miaka ya kwenda kutahiri, wanaendanga hospitali. Lakini wakati msichana anaenda hospitali sababu ya mimba, anaambiwa wewe hapana, hatuendi hospitali.
We have made a declaration yenye tumeita Ngurunga declaration yenye itaenda mpaka Kenya mzima. Tukomeshe hii na hiyo maneno ya teenage pregnancy.
Health officials have condemned the act, urging the government to shut down the church with immediate effect. Andrin Kilemi, TV 47.
Right, time for business news. And St. Teresa Industries Kenya Limited has today launched the Chance Helical Piling and Guy Anchoring Systems of Habel Power Systems, which is a first in Kenya and the East African region. The systems, which are a cost-effective alternative to the current piling systems, come custom-built and pre-assembled, minimizing the damage to the environment. Now, the structures are a green alternative to the concrete, for they have foundations and anchors majorly made of recycled material and natural resources, which have undergone environmental conscious processes.
And especially where they pay attention to international standards and the environmental concerns. We do appreciate that this pile and anchor solution will address some of the challenges that are already identified.
STI, in conjunction with Habel and Chance, for this auspicious launch of the helical piling systems.
Helical piling systems here. It's first time in Kenya and in East Africa as well. This will help all the tower builders, construction industries, bridge builders to virtually forget about the conventional basement laying and do the helical piles instead, which is very environmentally friendly.